There happened to be two groups that ran through the streets that morning, but only one told the truth. Before the sun had fully risen, before the city could even process what had just happened, two different messages were already spreading like wildfire. One group was filled with fear, confusion, and urgency. The other was filled with awe, conviction, and undeniable truth. Both seen the same empty tomb. But what they said next changed eternity. The first group were Roman soldiers, trained, disciplined, unshaken by war, yet now trembling, because what they witnessed, they couldn't explain. An angel, an earthquake, a stone rolled away, not by human hands. They ran into the city, but instead of declaring the power of God, they were paid to protect a lie. Say his disciples stole the body. Say it happened while you slept. A message bought, controlled, and rooted in fear. But then, there was a second group, women, overlooked by society, not considered credible witnesses in their day. Yet God chose them. They ran too, but not with a rehearsed story, not with money in their hands, but with fire in their hearts. I have seen him. The tomb is empty. He is risen. No script, no payoff, no fear of man, just truth. Two groups, two messages, one empty tomb. And here we are thousands of years later, still hearing both voices echo. One says, it's not real. It's been twisted. Don't believe it. The others say, he's alive, and everything changes because of it. So the question isn't what happened that morning. The real question is, which message are you going to believe? What if I told you that the most important event in human history isn't just something we believe? It's something that actually happened. Not a myth, not a legend, not a religious fairy tale, but a documented historical event with eyewitnesses, with evidence, with lives that were radically transformed. The question is not, did Jesus rise from the dead? The real question is, what are you going to do with the fact that he did? We live in a world where truth is constantly being questioned. People say, that's your truth. Others say, this is my truth. But hear me clearly. Truth is not something you create. Truth is something you discover. And today we're not talking about opinions. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about a moment in history that split time in half, before Christ and after Christ. The resurrection of Jesus is not just the foundation of Christianity. It is the most documented life-altering event in human history. Even secular historians agree Jesus existed. Roman historians like Tacitus wrote about him. Jewish historians like Josephus mentioned him. This isn't just Bible talk. This is history. Jesus of Nazareth walked this earth. He taught, he healed, he disrupted the system. And because of it, he was crucified. The death of Jesus is one of the most agreed upon facts in ancient history. The Romans were experts at execution. They didn't almost kill people. When Jesus was crucified, he didn't faint. He didn't pass out. He died. A spear pierced his side. Blood and water flowed. He was wrapped and placed in a tomb. And a massive stone was rolled in front of it. But 3 days later, something happened that shook the world. The tomb was empty. Not spiritually empty, not symbolically empty, physically empty. Even his enemies couldn't produce a body. Think about that. If the resurrection was a lie, all they had to do was bring out the corpse. But they couldn't, because he wasn't there. Jesus didn't just disappear. He appeared to Mary Magdalene, to the disciples, to over 500 people at once. These weren't hallucinations. Hallucinations don't happen to groups. These were real people who saw him, talked with him, touched him, and many of them went to their deaths proclaiming one truth: we saw him alive. Before the resurrection, the disciples were afraid, hiding, terrified, broken. But after they saw Jesus, they became bold, fearless, unstoppable. Men who once ran away now stood in the streets declaring Jesus is alive. And they paid for it with their lives. People don't die for something they know is a lie. How did Christianity spread so fast? No money, no power, no political backing, just one message: He is risen. And that message turned the world upside down. Empires couldn't stop it. Persecution couldn't silence it. Why? Because it wasn't based on theory. It was based on an event. This isn't just history. This is personal. Because if Jesus really rose from the dead, then everything he said is true. That means sin is real. Judgment is real. Heaven is real. Hell is real. But it also means grace is real. Forgiveness is real. Hope is real. The resurrection is proof that death is defeated. You don't get to stay neutral on this. If Jesus didn't rise, ignore him. But if he did rise, you can't just scroll past that. You can't just shrug that off, because that means he is who he said he is, the Son of God, the Savior of the world, the King of kings. One day, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Not because someone forced them, but because the evidence was there all along. The empty tomb is still empty. The cross still stands. And the invitation is still open. This isn't about religion. This is about a risen Savior who stepped out of a grave and is calling your name. So the question isn't, did Jesus rise? The evidence is overwhelming. The real question is, will you surrender to the one who did? Because the same power that raised Jesus from the dead is the same power that can raise you out of your sin, your past, your brokenness, and give you a new life. He is not dead. He is not gone. He has risen. And one day very soon, he is coming back again. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you'll receive notification that another video has been added. Thank you for watching.